Are you looking for action? Watch Matt Taylor TV for all the action you can handle.
Welcome to Matt Taylor TV. Some people call me a menace to society. I like to think I've just got big boobs.
So welcome everyone. I don't think there's any more reason to, or other than just to jump straight in. Let's take a closer look at this disturbing Andrew and the Toddler news. It's Saturday, the 21st of February, 2026. I'm your host, Matt Taylor. Without any further ado, let's delve deeper into this Andrew and the Toddler. Very disturbing. Very disturbing. So, add to the stage. Let's go. Let's get rid of that. What a boob. Creepy moment. Andrew plays with a boob ball with young toddler at Windsor home in bizarre snaps. Disturbing photos appear. In fact, I do need to make sure you can hear me, of course. You must be able to. I'll carry on. Disturbing photos appeared to show disgraced Andrew Mountbatten playing with a boob ball with a toddler. The creepy TMZ snaps reportedly show the outcast royal playing with the youngster on the floor of his Windsor home in 2011. So let's do the next calculation, and it's 2026 now. 15 years ago, is it? Right, okay. 15 years ago, yeah. So this toddler would be a late teen by now. There is a picture where it obviously looks something isn't quite right, but I suppose that picture looks as legit as any other picture. In Windsor, apparently, at Andrew's Windsor home. So this is how he lives in his Windsor home. It's just, oh look, there's some Union Jack cushions there. That's nice. It's got some nice pictures out. Grandfather clock. There seems to be a little box open or something. Nice little table, ashtray. Union Jack cushions. Nice grandfather clock. Pictures, nice lamps on. Drawers over here. These seems to be some boxes on here, which are open. Can't quite make what makes out in the picture. It looks like some kind of landscape with one of those trunk mountains. Oh look, this is where it's just going, not as if people are actively going behind the curtain or the divider. That's nice. Oh look, nice chandelier. Nice table. Here he is. That's a nice. I mean, it could just be someone's kid, isn't it? It could just be someone's kid. Nothing to get worried about. Disgraced Andrew appears to be playing with the young boy in the disturbing pictures. They're all just hanging around. She's got something weird done to her legs, like bandaged over. I wonder what that's all about. What's that then? A traveller in the snow holding a petal, and kind of like another figure there, but also white. I don't know. Oh look, yeah, that's a bit disturbing, isn't it? The ball definitely shaped as a boob. That's definitely a ball shaped as a boob. I don't think you can deny that any more than you can deny it, which is a bit disturbing in itself. Another image shows the child picking up the ball, which resembles a woman's breast. Isn't that an amazing picture of a disgraced rule? Andrew was arrested on his 66th birthday yesterday. In one picture, the child is shown picking up the ball, which resembles a woman's breast. In other snaps, Andrew joins the toddler on the floor as the pair roll the ball to one another. Another image appears to show the former Duke of York sitting alongside the youngster on a sofa. And of course, that's the most chilling of all, isn't it? It snaps an intention, a thought. Oh, very creepy. The images are understood to have been taken inside Andrew Windsor's home a little more than 15 years ago. TMZ reports. Andrew was processed like a common criminal suspect after being arrested on suspicion of misconduct in a public office yesterday. The former prince was fingerprinted and had a mugshot taken after police called at his new home on the Sandringham estate at 8 a.m. A source said the team of Thames, sorry, I can't speak properly. A source said the team of Thames Valley police officers, supported by Norfolk police, arrived with stealth, speed, and surprise. Andrew, who was celebrating his 66th birthday, was driven to Alsham police station for questioning before being released at around 7 p.m. While in custody, cops combed his homes, including his former abode, Rule Lodge, for 11 hours. Several vans and cars were spotted driving into the palatial Windsor mansion this morning for a second day of searches. Experts say they will now be examining any devices they seized, such as phones and laptops. Oh, that's going to be very revealing, isn't it? We're going to know what kind of man somebody is. The former Duke of York looked a broken man as he was photographed being driven off yesterday evening. King Charles has said the law must take its course after expressing his deepest concern over the arrest of his brother Andrew. Charles said, "I've learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What follows now is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities." I mean, aren't I the only one pointing out that grammar, there should have been a use of a comma somewhere in there, but he expects us to read that like mouthful out. In this, as I've said before, King Charles continues, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, look, he's kind of like, getting all a bit wishy-washy, isn't he? He wants us to know, he wants us to listen. Let me state clearly, he asks, the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. That's a get out of answering questions card, isn't it? Meanwhile, in my family and I will continue in our service, in our duty and service to you all. Charles R, and the R is Rex. Rex, not Italian, Latin for king. Whereas, as Regina was Latin for queen. The palace were not informed of the arrest in advance, it is understood. The offence of misconduct in public office carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. At least 9 forces across Britain are involved in examining allegations against Andrew and the former cabinet minister Peter Mandelson. Yeah, what's happening here? This is the only thing that you can say, well, what on earth is happening? Because the ball is evidently melted into the carpet, isn't it? Something's gone wrong there. But either way, looks really sus. Really sus. Yeah, no, that's the spooky one, isn't it? Look at that. No more what we know now. This loses its innocence. Now it's spooky. Oh my God. Another image shows the former Duke sitting along the youngster. This ain't right, mate. The Met carried out raids on the London and Wiltshire homes of disgraced Lord Mandelson 13 days ago, but did not arrest him. It follows the release of 3 million documents linked to disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein from the US Department of Justice. A nationwide coordination group even, has since been set up by the National Police Chiefs Council. The National Crime Agency has also been called in to support UK forces in their Epstein files probes. Officials say this is to understand any potential impact arising from the millions of documents that have been made publicly available. Last week, we revealed how bombshell Epstein files showed Andy leaked trade envoy documents to his friend and convicted sex offender. The Royal Outcast passed on confidential files to Epstein regarding trips he made as UK trade envoy in November 2010. This included details of secret meetings with politicians and public officials in China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Vietnam. Following month, Andrew reportedly forwarded confidential docs about the proposed reconstruction of the Helmand province in Afghanistan. Virginia Two-Phase family have said their broken hearts are lifted following Andrew's arrest. It comes almost a year after brave Virginia 41 took her own life last April. Virginia's emotional family told CBS, "At last, today, our broken hearts have been lifted at the news that no one is above the law, not even royalty." Andrew's conduct has been the subject to 2 previous Met Police reviews. These came after Virginia claimed she was trafficked to him by Epstein and British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell. The Met ruled against formal investigations on the grounds there was insufficient evidence of an offence in the UK. Andrew has always denied any wrongdoing over his Epstein links. But anyway, I think that's the end of it. Thank God for that, because I was getting pretty tired of reading it, to be honest. What I would like to play, if I can find it, is the Jessica Lee Collins, because of course it isn't just here we go. I think I'll just play this as it is. This is for public
Guerrilla
awareness.
Democracy News. Prince Andrew pedophile scandal deepens. Prince Andrew's insistence that he did not know about the terrible crimes of his friend Jeffrey Epstein has been challenged again by a new witness in the latest torrid pedophile scandal to hit the British royal family. Facing the real possibility of a criminal investigation and jail, a witness called Jessica Collins has publicly stated that both Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew had drugged and raped her. She said, "I was driven by Jonathan Luna to the Bethesda Marriott Inn on Pook's Hill, where Jeffrey Epstein and Andrew Windsor drugged and raped me." Buckingham Palace has yet to comment.
I am a real victim of Jeffrey Epstein. The reason you don't see me in the news is because I am a real victim. Real victims are not being represented by attorneys or in the media. I was trafficked to Jeffrey Epstein and Andrew Windsor by Deborah Palfrey, the DC Madam. I was a student at the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. in 2002. I answered an ad in the city paper. The ad was ambiguous. Deborah was professional. I thought I was going on a real job interview. Instead, I was drugged and raped by Paul Hung. I tried to tell Deborah what happened, but something she said made me realize she knew what happened. At that point, they had my driver's license, and I did not know what to do or where to go for help. At that point, I was driven by Jonathan Luna to the Bethesda Marriott on Pook's Hill, where Jeffrey Epstein and Andrew Windsor drugged and raped me. I have tried to get help. I called the police. I was abducted for 2 weeks. I was moved from Washington, D.C. by Ed Norris, who was the superintendent of the Maryland State Police. He is now an actor on the show The Wire and has a radio show. My name is Jessica Collins. I live in Virginia. Today is September the 3rd, 2019. If anything happens to me, it's because this information is true, and I have a lot more information about who I was trafficked to in the government, people who are in the White House today. If you could redistribute this video, please save it and redistribute it. If anything happens to me, at least I have this out. I have been threatened. My car was disabled by a government employee when the Jeffrey Epstein news broke. I have been without a vehicle for 40 days. I don't know what else to say. Please save this video. Please redistribute it. Please try and spread it. There is no way that this is going to get out there in the media unless we, the American people, do the work. The government is involved, and I was trafficked for nearly 17 years. Please try to help by redistributing this, tweeting it, talking about it. I'll do everything that I can. Thank you for listening. I hope that together we can get to the bottom of this and hold the criminals accountable.
Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV. It's for freaks like you and I.
Everything I say with a pinch of salt and a sniff of paprika.
Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV. You'll never know what you'll get.
Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV. Disturbing comedy at its very best.